Listen up. This is you. There's your dad, his old man, and his before that. Keep rewinding. Pretty soon you'll zip past those ridiculous powdered wigs, knights suffocating in metal suits, woolly mammoths the size of food trucks, and eventually you'll stumble upon some dude crouched in the mud, gnawing on a crunchy beetle, desperately trying not to become something else's lunch before the sun goes down. That pathetic guy? Yeah, that's your great times a million grandfather. He's got no name anyone remembers, no footwear whatsoever, and absolutely zero clue that you, a future descendant with a concerning relationship with snack foods and a borderline unhealthy caffeine habit, will ever exist. But here's where it gets wild. If that beetle-munching survivor, or literally any single one of the thousands upon thousands of people forming your ancestral lineup, had stumbled at precisely the wrong second, gotten mauled by something with too many teeth, caught a random infection, or simply failed to find a mate and make babies, you wouldn't exist. Period. End of story. No you. You're not here because you're lucky. You're here because 1,000 desperate souls before you refused to die when absolutely everything suggested they should. You're the accidental byproduct of violent coincidence, stubborn biology, and frankly, some questionable decision-making. So buckle up, because we're about to examine exactly how close you came, repeatedly, over and over again, to never being born at all. We're going to rank 5 of the most brutal, unforgiving, absolutely nightmarish periods in human history. From bad but maybe you'd make it, to congratulations, you're basically already dead. Start saying your goodbyes at birth. Let's dive straight into this disaster. Number 5. The Ice Age. Roughly 20,000 years ago, during what scientists cheerfully call the last glacial maximum, Earth decided to become an inhospitable frozen hellscape. Absolutely massive ice sheets, some towering up to 2 miles thick, absolutely smothered enormous chunks of North America, Europe, and Asia. Average global temperatures plummeted by about 10 degrees Celsius, transforming most of the planet into a barren frozen desert where food was basically a legend people whispered about around dying fires. Me, hungry. If you had the misfortune of being alive during this charming period, your daily to-do list consisted primarily of not dying from hypothermia, attempting to hunt woolly mammoths, the literal size of school buses, and occasionally sprinting away in terror from nightmare creatures like the cave lion, Panthera spelaea, one of the largest and most terrifying wildcats in Earth's entire history. Your house? Probably a structure built from mammoth bones and hide, or maybe a damp cave you shared with 40 of your least favorite relatives who never bathed and constantly complained. Your wardrobe? Animal skins awkwardly stitched together using bone needles, and they smelled exactly as good as you're imagining. Want dinner tonight? Fantastic. Hope you're good with a sharpened stick, because your target weighs 6 tons, has massive tusks, and is actively, enthusiastically trying to murder you right back. And if somehow starvation didn't claim you, a simple infected cut probably would. There were no antibiotics, no vaccines, no urgent care centers open 24/7. Just a lot of desperate home remedies involving chewing whatever random plants you found and genuinely hoping for the best while probably making things worse. Despite all this absolute misery, Homo sapiens somehow adapted. We invented better tools, mastered fire control, formed tighter social bonds, and even created stunning early art like those famous cave paintings at Lascaux. Turns out humans are annoyingly hard to kill. Number 4. The dawn of agriculture. Somewhere around 10,000 years ago, after countless millennia of nomadic hunting and gathering, humans had what seemed like a brilliant breakthrough idea.
Bro, what's wrong? Are you okay?
I can't chase one more mammoth, man. My legs are killing me. I'm super exhausted.
Bro, you don't even have legs.
Exactly. Come on, man. We're still 400 miles away from breakfast.
Okay, hear me out. What if we make the food come to us?
How?
We stay in one spot, grow stuff.
Okay.
Like really bug stuff, build structures. I don't know, man.
Welcome to the dawn of agriculture, also affectionately known as the moment when humanity accidentally made life exponentially harder for themselves while thinking they were being clever. Early farmers enthusiastically swapped the nomadic hunting and gathering lifestyle for settling down in permanent villages, planting crops like wheat, barley, and lentils. Sounds smart, right? Revolutionary, even? Well, it was brilliant. except for the minor detail where it immediately unleashed an entire buffet of horrifying new problems nobody saw coming. Living crammed together in tight settlements meant diseases could now spread like absolute wildfire through populations. Your diet? Dramatically worse. Way less protein, significantly more vitamin deficiencies, increased malnutrition, and your teeth basically rotted straight out of your face by age 25. And let's not even discuss crop failure, which was constant. One bad drought, one massive swarm of hungry locusts, one unexpected flood, and boom, your entire village starved to death while cursing the sky and wondering what they did to deserve this. Archaeologists studying ancient burial sites have found countless skeletons showing clear signs of severe malnutrition, anemia, stunted growth, and truly horrifying dental disasters that would make modern dentists weep. Agriculture gave us civilization, sure, but it also gave us new diseases, shorter lifespans, harder labor, and way more reasons to be miserable. Number 3. The Mongol invasions. If you were unlucky enough to be alive in the 13th century and happened to spot a massive cloud of dust rising on the distant horizon, congratulations. You had approximately 3 minutes to panic, pray, and maybe say goodbye to your family before your entire city got turned into a smoldering parking lot. Led by Genghis Khan, a man who treated the concept of mercy like a ridiculous myth invented by weaklings, the Mongols systematically carved out the largest contiguous land empire in human history, stretching impossibly from China all the way to Eastern Europe. Their military strategy was elegantly simple. Show up incredibly fast, hit devastatingly hard, leave absolutely nothing standing behind you, and make sure everyone hears about it. Entire prosperous cities were systematically wiped off the map. Populations slaughtered wholesale. Survivors, if there miraculously were any, were sometimes used as disposable human shields for the next battle, because why waste good soldiers? Mongol horse archers could accurately hit you from 300 yards away while riding at full gallop, basically inventing mobile warfare and combined arms tactics centuries before tanks, helicopters, or modern military doctrine were even conceived. Historians conservatively estimate the Mongol invasions killed somewhere around 10% of the entire world's population, and this was at a time when the global population was already minuscule compared to today. Some estimates go even higher. Cities that resisted were erased so thoroughly that grass grew over their ruins and people forgot they ever existed. Number 2. The Black Death. In 1347, Europe received an unexpected package delivery from Central Asia, courtesy of some highly motivated fleas, hitching rides on rats, and things spiraled downhill faster than anyone thought possible. The Black Death, or bubonic plague, tore through medieval towns and cities like an unstoppable biological wildfire caused by the bacterium Yersinia pestis. It traveled efficiently on rats, fleas, and humans who possessed absolutely zero concept of personal hygiene or germ theory. Once it arrived in your town, survival instantly became a pure lottery. You could catch it from a simple handshake, a shared drinking cup, or literally just by breathing the same foul medieval air as an infected person standing nearby. Symptoms included giant swollen lymph nodes called buboes, hence the name, raging fever, vomiting blood, gangrene, seizures, and, spoiler alert, death, usually arriving within just 3 to 5 agonizing days. It's conservatively estimated that somewhere between 30% to 60% of Europe's entire population was violently wiped out in just a handful of years. Think about that. Up to 6 out of every 10 people you knew, dead. Entire villages were completely abandoned, left to rot. Economies collapsed overnight, labor shortages became catastrophic. And doctors wandered around wearing those creepy bird masks, stuffed with flowers and aromatic herbs, because apparently vibe-checking the plague and hoping good smells would protect you was peak medieval medical science. Spoiler, it didn't work. Number 1. The Toba Supervolcano Eruption. Around 74,000 years ago, long before recorded history, before civilization, before agriculture, the Toba supervolcano in what's now Indonesia absolutely exploded with such catastrophic force that it nearly deleted humanity from existence entirely. We're talking about an extinction-level event that makes every other entry on this list look like a minor inconvenience. When Toba erupted, it violently launched over 670 cubic miles of ash, rock, and volcanic debris into the atmosphere. Enough material to literally bury the entire United States under a thick blanket of destruction. The eruption triggered what scientists call a volcanic winter, so utterly devastating that sunlight was almost completely blocked for an estimated 6 to 10 years straight. Just imagine, a decade of near darkness. Global temperatures absolutely crashed by up to 27 degrees Fahrenheit, 15 degrees Celsius. Plants withered and died en masse. Animals starved by the millions. Entire ecosystems collapsed simultaneously worldwide. For early humans, already desperately struggling just to find enough daily calories not to die every single day, it was absolutely catastrophic beyond comprehension. Food supplies vanished overnight. Entire landscapes transformed into frozen, lifeless deserts. Rivers dried up completely. Lush forests became silent graveyards. Breathable air became toxic. It's estimated that the total human population shrank horrifically to fewer than 3,000 individuals worldwide. That's it, 3,000. A genetic bottleneck so impossibly tight that every single person alive today likely descends from that tiny, desperate handful of survivors. No crops growing, no animals to hunt, no sunlight penetrating the ash clouds, no second chances, no backup plan. Imagine spending your entire miserable life in near darkness, constantly freezing, perpetually starving, with the crushing fear that today might simply be the last day anyone anywhere sees the sun ever again. And yet, somehow, against absolutely all odds, against every conceivable probability, a few stubborn, desperate, incredibly resilient humans managed to endure when everything else perished. They survived the unsurvivable. They persisted when extinction seemed guaranteed. You exist right now because they didn't give up when literally everything else did. You're here because someone 74,000 years ago refused to die in the dark. So next time you're having a bad day, remember, your ancestors survived a supervolcano that nearly ended the entire species. Your problems are valid, but you're also descended from people who refused to quit when the sun disappeared for a decade. Thanks for watching, folks, and remember, you are the miracle your ancestors fought mammoths, survived plagues, and endured volcanic winters for. You're the result of thousands of years of refusing to die. So hit that subscribe button before natural selection finally catches up and does its thing. Stay evolved, folks,